Good afternoon, everybody. I am Vignesh. I am from Kadalur. Before entering into the topic, I would like to thank Principal Sir, Correspondent Sir, faculty members, teachers for giving me an excellent opportunity to teach our students. Today, the topic is how the state government works. In India, we have three-tier system, which means we have three sets of government. One is central government, another one is state government, the third one is local government. Today, we have chosen the state government as a topic. How the state government works. In India, we have 28 state and 8 union territories. Every state government has its own administration process. In state executive, the first thing is governor. Governor is an integral part of state government administration. Governor is appointed by the president as per the advice of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Governor acts as a agent of state. Governor acts as a agent between the state government and the central government. Governor tenure is 5 years. It is according to Indian Constitution. The governor tenure is fixed as a 5 years. To be a governor, one must be a citizen of India and he must complete 35 years old, and he should not hold any office of profit, and also he should not be a member in any state legislative assembly or either house of the parliament. While appointing the governor, a president acts as advice of the union cabinet. So the sole responsibility, the sole authority to appoint a governor is vested with the union cabinet. Generally, a person is not appointed as a governor in his own state. This is a customs. What is the power and functions of governor? Governor is a executive head of the state. He has some discretionary powers also. Governor appoint a chief minister and the council of ministers. In some appointment, governor plays a major role. Take for some example, governor appoint advocate general of the state, and also he appoint chairman and members of public service commissions, and also he is appointed some other appointments. President impose the emergency according to the advice and the report from the governor. According to Indian Constitution, Article 356 deals with the state emergency. In any state here facing any trouble, governor gives report to the president to impose president rule. And also, governor acts as a chancellor of every state universities. Governor has a full power to summon and prorogue and dissolve the sessions. Money bill can be introduced into the state legislative before getting assent from the governor. So after the approval of governor, money bill can be laid down in front of the legislative assembly. Then ordinance. When the legislative is not in session, governor has a right to provide an ordinance. Then governor can nominate one person into the legislative assembly as a member. He must belongs to Anglo-Indian community. And also governor can nominate 1/6 members to the legislative council, that is the upper house of the state government. And also he can nominate 1/6 of the member who are belongs to the expertise in the field of science, arts, literature, cooperative movements and social service. In annual budget, the annual budget of the state government is laid before the legislature with the approval of governor. Without governor approval, the state government cannot introduce a budget into the state legislature. The position under the governor. Position of governor of the state is compared to the president of India. Governor is not always a nominal executive. He has some discretionary powers. The governor may advise to the council of minister. If it is needed, the governor has right to give advice, and also if governor need any information, he has full right to ask to the council of ministers. So this is a special privilege to the governor. So this is all about the governor. Next we will move on to the chief minister. Chief minister is appointed by the governor, we know very well, and also the other council of ministers also appointed by the governor on the recommendation of the chief minister. Chief minister term is not fixed. The chief minister has no fixed term of office to remain in office as long as he gets support from the majority members of the legislative assembly. The resignation of the chief minister means the resignation of whole council of ministers. Then the chief minister must be a member of legislative council. If when the chief minister take charge as a chief minister, he did not he can take charge without a member of legislative assembly, but within a 6 month the chief minister must be a member of a legislative assembly. Then powers and function of the chief minister. What are the powers and functions? All the major decisions of the state taken by the chief minister. Then the chief minister play an important role to forming a council of ministers. Chief minister allot portfolios to the council of ministers, and also chief minister advise and monitoring the departments which is headed by the ministers. Then the policy of the government. Chief minister is a sole responsible to draft the policies of the government. The one thing you must remember, the policies of the government should not go against the public interest. So the chief minister must concentrate on this issue. Also, the some other higher appointment are appointed by the chief minister. So this is all about the chief minister. Then next we will move on to the legislature. In India, we have some other state have two legislatures. One is two houses. One is lower house, another one is upper house. Right now in India, there are 6 states have 2 houses. Lower house is legislative assembly. The upper house is legislative council in state level. The constitution provides that the total strength of the legislative council must not be less than 40 and more than 1/3 of the total strength of the legislative assembly of the state. The member of the legislative council are elected directly. The 1/3 of the member elected by the 1/3 of the member of the legislative council elected by the local bodies such as district panchayat and municipalities. Another one-third of the members of legislative council elected by the graduates of the particular constituencies, and one twelfth of the members are elected by the teachers of secondary level school and college and universities, and another one-twelfth of the members are elected by the graduates of the particular constituencies. Then already I said that 1/6 of the members are nominated by the governor. The legislative council is a permanent house. We cannot dissolve the upper house, which means the legislative council. It has 6 years terms. Every 2 years, 1/3 members can be removed from the house. To be a member of legislative council, one must be a citizen of India, and also he must completed 30 years old. He must be a 30 years old, and he should not hold any office of profit, and also he should not be a member of legislative assembly and also either house of the parliament. The members of the legislative council elected their chairman, and chairman is a presiding officer of the council. When the chairman is not in session, the deputy chairman can act as a presiding officer. Then legislative assembly. We all are known about MLAs. MLAs are chosen from the different constituency. For MLA election, for the purpose of MLA election, Election Commission of India divided all over India into the constituencies. The constituencies called as legislative constituencies. Then one constituency may have one candidate can compete at a time in two constituencies. According to Indian Constitution, the provision is there. The strength of the constituencies voter mean 1 lakh or more than 1 lakh. This is the strength of the constituency, legislative constituency. Election to the assembly. Different political parties compete in legislative elections. Political parties nominate their member as a candidate to the legislative elections. Every political party has its own symbols. If anyone not depend on the political party, he also can participate into the election. He is called as independent candidate. The election commission allotted symbols to the independent candidates. All people residing into the area of the legislative constituency who are 18 years of age can be cast their vote into the legislative assembly elections. According to Indian Constitution, the legislative assembly cannot have more than 500 members and less than 60 members. Some seats are reserved for the SC and ST candidate, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. The election commission reserved some legislative constituencies for the SC and ST candidates. Then the member of the legislative assembly is elected for the terms of 5 years. Before completing the term, governor can dissolve the legislative assembly for some reasons. If the ruling party loses their strength into the in legislative assembly, then the governor can dissolve the assembly with the request of the opposition party. Every political party has their whip. So every member must be follow the whip's commands. So in this legislative assembly, speaker is a presiding officer of the sittings. Then the state council minister. In Tamil Nadu, we have 234 legislative constituency. If any one party vote more than 180 seats, they can confront and ask permission to form a government. Then working of a state government. The MLAs expected to attend a session regularly. All the laws making all the lawmaking process took place in this legislative assembly. The state ministers are responsible and also answerable to the MLA's questions and doubts. If the assembly may pass no confidence motion against the council of ministers and bring downfall, it is not satisfied with the performance of the council of ministers. And also money bill can be introduced introduced into the legislative assembly only. The ruling government cannot introduce money bill into the legislative council. Only lower house only can introduce a money bill. Then the assembly also take part in amending the constitution on certain matter. We have according to Indian constitution divided the portfolios, which mean department, into state list and central list and concurrent list. In the state list, state government can amend and act laws. Also, the central government list, the central government only can amend and act laws. In the concurrent list, both central government and state government can amend and enact a act, but the final power is vested into the central government. So, how law are made into the government? Several kind of laws have been made into the legislative assembly. Say for example, if anyone not complete, if a male person not completed 21 years, he cannot marry. If he marry, then it is against the constitution. If you cannot kept gun without license, this type of so many laws are there. We will discuss later about in detailed manner. Then MLA discuss a number of topics like public work, education, laws. So many topics discussed into the legislative assembly. So legislative assembly is plays a vital role to draft all the laws which is functions in the states. So finally, I simply explain how the process of law making. First, the bill is presented into the bill is presented into the legislative assembly. Then debate and discussions going on that particular topic by the members of the legislative council. Then if any change, if it is needed, the changes can be took place. After that, if more than half of the MLA voted in favor of the bill has to be passed. After passing the bill, the governor should give his assent to the bill, then it will become a law. So this is all about the executives. Then we will discuss the executives laws. It is the job of the state council and council of ministers to execute law. So they have appointed some other officials to execute all those laws. In state government, there are several lakhs of government employees appointed to execute those laws made by the legislative assembly. Collectors, tahsildars, block development officers, revenue inspector, village administrative officers. Those people are plays a vital role to execute these laws. Then all of them are paid salary by the government. They have to follow the order of the state government. They cannot violate the order of the state government because those people are get salary from the government. Then the final topic is judiciary. High Court is an apex body of the state government. As per the constitution, there shall be a high court in each and every state, but maybe a common court for the two or more states. The number of judges of high court not uniform. It is fixed as per the constitution. Accordingly, every time he has fixed the number of the judges of high court. The judges of the high court is appointed by the president on the advice of Chief Justice of India, and the president also consult with the state government. Then the high court, the judge of the high court must be the following qualification. One is he must be a citizen of India, and another qualification is he must have 10-year experience in working as a lawyer, and also he must have at least 10 years as a advocate in a one or more high court, and the third one is he must at least have 10 years experience as a head of the judicial office in any territory of India. He must head of the judicial office in the judiciary of India, in the territory of India. Then the judge of the high court hold the office until he complete 62 years. Then judges can be removed for the two reasons. One is misbehavior, another one is incapacity. So these two reasons only we can remove judges from his post. Then the powers and functions of the high court. The high court has empowered to issue writs. High court have empowered to issue writs. Writs, we will discuss what is writs in detailed manner. Habeas corpus, prohibition, mandamus, quo warranto. These are the writs. When the fundamental rights is violated, citizens can directly approach to the high court to issue writs. Every high court has general power to supervise over all the lower courts and tribunal, except military court. Military court cannot supervise by the high court or supreme court. It has separate powers. In a case is pending before the subordinate court, the high court is satisfied that it involves the substantial question of the constitutional law. Then it can take up the case and decide on it itself. The high court control all the subordinate courts. For the purpose of judicial administration, each state divided into a number of districts. Each state divided into number of districts. So the district court judge were appointed by the governor. Then the high court enjoy full power and freedom to act with its jurisdiction. The constitutional safeguard have ensured its independent works. So this is all about the state government, how the state government is works. Thank you.